seismic shift is happening within the meat industry.
Social and economic trends like food inflation and growing inequality are converging with a rising preference for plant-based diets. And that all together is impacting how we consume meat.
Only 70,000. 400.
In many countries, the pandemic has shrunk people's wallets.
Problems with supply chains, as well as tight market for animal feed, have combined to spark meat inflation. While we are still waiting for data to come through, interviews with many families from around the world confirm that more and more people are struggling to obtain meat.
So have you reduced your meat consumption or?
I reduced because everything is so expensive.
Even in the wealthier parts of the world, more people are getting priced out of meat. In New York, income is a stark driver of meat spending.
Es más imposible comprar carne porque ya antes iba a la carnicería, compraba como 100, 120, ahora ya es lo doble y nada, traigo casi lo que traía antes, ahora baja la mitad.
Americans are now spending less on meat at grocery stores than they were at the start of the year.
Of course, demand for meat dipped during the past economic crisis, only to rebound. But what is new this time, it's happening at the same time as consumers are increasingly shifting to plant-based diets.
Well, we have seen an increase in the retail demand. We grew 300% last year, despite the the pandemic. So I think plant-based has two good reasons to keep going very strong. One is environmental reasons, and the second one is now, I would say, personal health and nutrition.
More conscious than ever of meat's impact on the planet, human health, and animal welfare, a growing number of middle-class consumers are reaching out for plant-based alternatives. Some estimates point to reduced spending, particularly for premium meats such as beef, the most polluting animal product. In Germany, the number of vegetarians and vegans doubled during the pandemic, while in France, almost half of people reduced meat intake in the last 3 years. Plant-based trends aren't limited to the Western world. In China, it's catching on among the youth and can be seen at trendy and upscale restaurants. All taken together, this signals a substantial shift for the meat industry and offers some hope for a reduction in global greenhouse gas emissions, of which meat is a major source. But for those struggling to make ends meet, not being able to afford meat often means not having access to a key source of nutrients in their diets.
Coisa ficou tão cara, você vai antes você ia no mercado com R$100, você come um monte de coisa, você vai com R$100 e não compra mais nada, né?
Changes to the diet of Brazilians reflect the economic toll from the pandemic, and they also ripple across emerging and developing countries, which until now have been viewed as the major driver of meat demand growth.
Agora vou falar pra você, tá bem difícil. Bem difícil mesmo. Às vezes a gente não tem nenhum ovo, às vezes as crianças pedem um ovo, às vezes não tem um ovo para dar.